So you can understand this is the situation in Brazil, right? The situation in Brazil. Yeah, everything that was promised, everything that was said, everything that Inácio was trying to do to see if people forget about President Bolsonaro. Yesterday, obviously, Castro already knew that this would be the result. Now the decision is up to him. He is handling the petition for criminal review, right? Which President Bolsonaro's lawyers filed so that the sentence could be reviewed, right? The sentence is Itaú. It's up to Castro, and both he and Andre are totally in agreement, okay? Obviously, the PGR.
A PGR?
Good morning. He's totally Alexandre de Moraes' right-hand man, isn't he? It was obvious that he would deny the petition for criminal review. The Prosecutor General's office ignored the clear mistakes highlighted by President Bolsonaro's defense in the conviction. It's the definitive proof. The target was never justice. It was always the man. They want to shield the mistake to keep the political persecution alive. It's the only thing they have, in the face of all these scandals that have come up. The only thing they have to create a smokescreen. The arrest. The unjust arrest of President Bolsonaro, I tell you here. It covers up, it hides everything bad that's happening in this country. What do you mean, Fabiano? Well, for example, there's the corruption at the INSS, which everyone saw. Lula's son was in it up to his neck. Lula's brother, too. All this mismanagement, the unions, they were all connected to Lula, but mysteriously, not anymore. It's Bolsonaro. He has no way to defend himself. The master scandal broke out. Daniel Vercaro abhors President Bolsonaro. There was that issue with the movie deal. He was going to profit from it, but he abhors him because President Bolsonaro several times took several jabs at him and so on. No, but with Bolsonaro in jail, he has no way to defend himself. He can't use social media. Remember that Lula used social media when he was in jail for crimes he committed. Bolsonaro did not. Bolsonaro is in jail for crimes he didn't commit. Armed criminal association? What armed criminal association? He didn't have any weapons. What was it? Was it a cotton candy stick? The vendor there selling cotton candy, was he going to use the cotton candy stick to do the things he's being accused of? Obviously not. This result is already. Is this expected? Let's see.
Although the position of the Prosecutor General's office does not require the Supreme Court to follow the same view, it usually carries significant weight in the court's decisions, especially in cases of great national impact like this one. The expectation is that the minister will decide in the coming days whether to reject the request individually or to refer it for discussion and judgment by the other members of the panel.
It's in Kassio's hands. You heard the reporter talking about it.
Falando.
Whether he issues the decision individually or sends it to the other ministers of the court. Kassio has alternatives. He can send the case. The case is in the second panel. That's what Alexandre de Moraes does in the first panel. Alexandre de Moraes, when it comes to Bolsonaro, Eduardo Bolsonaro, Flavio Bolsonaro, it's all in the first panel, and many cases mysteriously don't end up with Kassio or Fux. Fux is the one who gets the fewest cases in the draws, right? Now, some cases that ended up in Andre's hands, they end up with him. So everything stays in the first panel. He keeps everything in the first panel, just like Eduardo Bolsonaro's case yesterday. This is going to cause trouble. I'm going to make a video. It's going to be a mess. Because Trump is already aware of what's happening, okay? And that's it. Then they judge everything unanimously. Alexandre de Moraes, Dino, Zanin, and Carmen Lucia. People talk behind the scenes, right? How's the atmosphere? That Carmen is fighting with so-and-so, that Facinho is fighting with someone else. Only the three are separated from the others, my friends. Fux, Kassio, and Andre. The rest are all together. All together. Then the last cases are judged in the first panel, even with one less minister. Right? Because the justice Lula appointed couldn't join. Justice. Justice. Now Kassio can do this too. And in the second panel. Toffoli, Gilmar, Andre, Fuchs, and Kassio. 3-2. 3-2. Okay, and that can happen. Or he can also make the decision individually. No, I decide. Step up, Kassio, Kassio. You see the injustice they're doing to this man. The injustice, the evil, the barbarity. Take charge of it. Release President Bolsonaro. This isn't fair. Yes, I talk about it here in several videos. The first one, the first appearance of this man. A statement from him. Good morning, I'm back. On social media. It will be. Okay? An explosion. An engagement explosion you can't even imagine, my friends. My friends who follow me here, you have no idea. When this man gets out of the captivity they've put him in, gets out of captivity, and his first interview on his social media, that's it. You have no idea. You guys have no idea. Okay, what's going to stir things up? Everything and everyone here. The people love this man, okay? They love him. Want proof? Show it now. Lula offered kindness there, right? Kindness in quotes, right? For bikers, for drivers. Remove the little shirt tax. Now it's going to come back. Even Globo says so. Does it solve anything? Does it solve anything? No, it doesn't. Taizinha, Tais, the one who's a big influencer on social media. For years she has supported President Bolsonaro. She's with him. In fact, President Bolsonaro follows her. She ordered from iFood. iFood. Do you work for iFood over there? I ran downstairs to get the iFood order. And let's be honest, guys. Just changing the subject. That's what needs to be done. These boys who work at iFood, who work delivering food, when they go to an apartment, we have to talk about this. This is a matter of basic human decency. 5 minutes that they leave their motorcycle and go upstairs to deliver the order. Most of the time, when they get back, their motorcycle is no longer there, especially in big cities, so it's about humanity. It's about being human. It's about being supportive of others. It doesn't cost us anything, those of us who are in the comfort of our home, to go downstairs and pick up the meal. Can you imagine how hard these guys work? They work their butts off. They work a lot. They risk losing their only asset, the only thing they have to work with. It's tough. It's painful. And there's another thing too. They put in a lot of effort. It's a lot of dedication. It's a lot, right? It's no trouble at all. The person just goes down there quickly. Just tell the guy the password. It's that code, right? It's that code. Say the code. That's it. There's no one. There's no explanation. I have a lot of chores at home. He does too. You're making him miss out. I've already had a motorcycle stolen. I spent 36 months paying for a stolen motorcycle. I staked out the police chief's door, but it solved nothing. We have to be supportive. And look, she posted the picture. Do you see this helmet he's wearing here? The helmet he's wearing here belongs to President Bolsonaro. That patriot is one that Luciano Huck, Luciano Hang put in his stores. He's wearing President Bolsonaro's helmet. Not even with all the terrible things they do to this man does the people stop loving him. They don't stop caring about him and having affection and respect for everything he did for this country. It's here. Yeah, Fabiano. That doesn't mean. It means. It's a popular saying that people are using. It's on their minds. Because the taxes on cheap clothes, all these benefits, motorcycles and such, that's not enough to sway the people. You, us, I saw some videos last week of some delivery guys that Lula handpicked to take to his event so they could hug him. No, this here is a real worker out on the street, not a political activist. It's the pride we have in wearing our colors with the patriotic wolf, which is President Bolsonaro's helmet. It's the greatest proof that this man is in the people's hearts. Guys, before anything else, I want to present an opportunity. Show you here, the hells. I always show videos here that I made recently in the last few days. 2 kilos in a day. Then people say, no, it's just water, etc. Look at the images. Look at my face. Look at my face. I'm selling the product here that I fully trust. Look at my face. Look at the image. It's been months, not even a year. It's only been months, not a year. I know what I'm talking about. Look at my pants. My pants. Look how loose it is. And look, it's already here. I don't wear a belt, see? You can fit a hand in here. The product works. Obviously, the person has to have, discipline. Dieting is like this. We have to plan. But it helps a lot, guys. I lost 20 kilos. 20 kilos, right? After 40, it's harder for us to lose weight. It really is more difficult. Even practicing physical activity every day. And I do. I wasn't able to lose weight, focus, discipline. I managed to lose it. The images speak for themselves. Look at my face, totally different. So, it's worth it. If you don't want to miss this opportunity, an easier way. Natural, extremely natural. It's a little powder that you add. Right? Especially with those greasy meals. It will help you eliminate fat, to lose inches. The link is right below. A great opportunity to lose weight in a healthy way, with a better quality of life. It changes everything. Pants that didn't fit before start to fit. Our self-esteem goes way up. That's a fact, right? Link is right below. For those who don't want to miss this opportunity to lose weight today, okay? Carlos made a great video. Let's watch a bit.
Do you know what crimes Jair Bolsonaro is accused of? Check it out. Jair Bolsonaro was sentenced to more than 27 years in prison. I ask for your attention to understand the level of persecution that man is suffering. What are they accusing him of? Let's go. Destruction of public property. Destruction of protected historic property. The truth they don't tell you. Jair Bolsonaro was in Orlando in the United States on January 8, 2023. He was not at the Plaza of the Three Powers. Therefore, he didn't destroy anything at all.
He gets informed about January 8th.
I was in the United States, so if I'm accused of destroying property, it could only have been by telepathy.
In criminal law, the principle of individualization of punishment prevails. Even so, Bolsonaro was unjustly convicted for these 2 crimes. Let's go. Another accusation, armed criminal organization. Want the truth? Do you know how many weapons were seized on January 8th? None. It was not an armed movement?
Weapons, armed association, what weapons, which weapons, where are the weapons, coup d'etat, the president wasn't even there.
It was a demonstration without the participation or leadership of Jair Bolsonaro, which got out of control due to the actions of a few protesters. It's nothing more than another unjust conviction. It's not over yet. The persecution continues. The crimes, coup d'etat, and violent abolition of the democratic rule of law. You can't talk about a coup without an overt act. You can't carry out a coup. On Sunday, against empty public buildings, the participants were convicted under the theory of mob crime. That is, without leadership. Later, in a contradictory way, Jair Bolsonaro is then convicted as the leader of the January 8th events, even though he was out of the country. Here's another truth they hid from you. Then President Jair Bolsonaro appointed the army commander chosen by Lula on December 28, 2022. So, would the general appointed by Lula stage a coup in favor of Bolsonaro? What is clear is that this is blatant political persecution.
What about the fact? Damn. What about the fact? Kassio, make history. Damn beautiful. Beautiful video. Make history. A stroke of the pen at any moment. Release President Bolsonaro. Release President Bolsonaro. It's unfair to see so much barbarity. And then he'll just be left empty-handed. You're just as much of a justice as the others. You, Andre, and Fouk are every bit as much justices as the others. Go ahead, Kassio. God writes straight with crooked lines, right? And it was up to you to bring justice. Sign it, sign it, sign it, sign it. Release our man, release our man. Brazil. It's going to be celebrated like a World Cup, okay? Go for it. Go for it. Smash that like button. Share it with everyone so everyone can see. It's one stroke of Kassio's pen away. President Bolsonaro's release is going to be celebrated like the World Cup. I'm back here on the Pisa Philos channel, Fabiano Guiguet.